guys, it's Super Ivy, the hashtag hero, and I am here live on Skype right now with Elayne Fluker. She is the founder of Chic Rebellion TV, which is the first and only global internet TV network based solely for women of color, which is super awesome, and we're so excited to have her here on our show today. Hi, Elayne.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
For the people at home, do you think you can give us a little bit of an overview of Chic Rebellion?
Yeah, definitely. I started Chic Rebellion TV in 2012. I've worked in media for many years and just was thinking about ways that I could contribute, especially around amplifying the voice of women of color. So I created this network. It's video focused. I believe it's important for us to see ourselves in motion, especially with all the things that are going on in the world today. So I have fantastic contributors in addition to original content. I'm thrilled about working with you on some of the things that we've talked about. So just making sure that we get the voices of women of color around the world on the site and amplify them to the public and just be able to show us in all our diverse ways that we exist in the world.
I was looking into your mission statement. I saw that it says that you guys create media to challenge the misconceptions of women of color today in the media. What do you think is the misconception that's happening in the media today for women of color?
That's a great question. I think it's a combination of things. One, I think TV especially often portrays us as one thing. Like, where is the girl, for example, who moves from Brooklyn to Berlin? I don't see her on TV. You know what I mean? Like the person that's like you, or that's like so many other different women that we know. Once something works on television, they tend to do it again and again, no matter how disparaging it may be to the certain audience that it affects. So that's one thing. Another is I think there's a fear of Black people, especially with everything that's going on with police brutality and just violence against Black bodies. It's something that I'm definitely looking at in how we are feared without cause. I think it's something that's very dangerous, obviously. It's causing a lot of problems for our communities. And I just wanted to show something, especially for women of color, just create something that's a space for me to show us in a different way, but also it's important for us to control our own narratives. That's something that's very important. Mm-hmm. So, I don't have to tell your story, or the media, television or news channels or whatever don't have to tell your story. You tell your story.
Who are some of the people along the way that you've gotten to meet that have really struck a chord with the mission?
Well, I'm doing this new series called Untitled. I'm featuring people who are self-defined. So in doing this, I've been interviewing people on my stoop in Brooklyn, people who have interesting stories and who are willing to share their stories with us. And it has been the series that, to me, most closely aligns with what my vision for the company is, creating a space for people to tell their stories, letting them tell it themselves, really getting, candid interviews with them and people really sharing some of the things they've been through in their lives. I've done 3 so far, one with a trans woman whose name is Christina, one with a gentleman named Marlon, who is a social justice advocate and has an amazing story, another with a woman named Maya, who's also a trans woman. I have some other great ones coming up. So anyway, it's just people who are very interesting in not just who they are, but how they exist in the world and what they're trying to do. And I really feel like that's closely aligned with my vision for the company and how I want to continue have it grow.
Are there any heroes that you personally look up to?
It's funny. When I first started, before I even started Chic Rebellion or knew what it was going to be, I do vision boards every year, at the start of the year usually. And one year on my board, there was a picture of Grace Jones, and in another area, there was a picture of Josephine Baker. And next to Grace Jones was the word rebellion. I had cut these, words out of magazines, which is how you do vision boards. And next to Josephine Baker, there was the word chic. And one day I was sitting back and looking at it. Like I said, I had no idea about the company, and I just kept looking like Chic Rebellion. Chic Rebellion. I'm going to use that one day, and I didn't know as what, but it just was a name that stuck with me. I actually still have those little pieces of paper on my vision board today. Those two, Grace Jones, Josephine Baker, and women like them who just did things their own way are definitely superheroes to me.
So who would you say is your biggest villain right now?
I would say my biggest villain is resistance, and not resistance in the way we might think from other people, just my own resistance to making sure that I continue to be, as we talked about, consistent with things, making sure that you keep pushing even when the no's come along in your path. As a friend once told me, no is just a part of the process until you get to the yeses that you need to make some things happen. There's a great book actually about resistance by I think it's Stephen Pressfield, called The War of Art.
Yeah.
Have you read that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've read it twice. So resistance is a thing. It's true. It's I have a visual for it as a person, and I think it definitely is a villain that we have to conquer all the time.
Do you have an epic goal you have going on?
What I really envision that I think would be epic is Chic Rebellion TV truly being a place where women around the world go to share their stories. This is, women in Afghanistan, women in South Africa, women in Berlin, women in just everywhere, truly knowing that this is a place globally they can go and share their stories. I would love to hear from your audience or things that you just want to see, info@chicrebellion.tv is our email address. And then you can go to submit your series on our site. And I just really, really want to hear from people.
Go on the website, fill out the submission form if we want to submit content. If they want to submit content, does it have to be like an original pitch idea, or can it be things that they've already published, let's say on YouTube?
No, it can definitely, that's a great question. It can definitely be things that were already published on YouTube or Vimeo. In fact, so many of the people that we've worked with, like where we've syndicated their full series, it's been people who've had them for some time and just, want some additional support for them. So you definitely, it could be something you plan on doing, but what we want to see is things that you've already done that aren't necessarily everywhere else that you want to put out to our audience. In addition to featuring the video on the site, which we would let you know, of course, we also promote it on social media, promote you on social media, and let people know who you are and what you're doing. That's the way you really give voice to people, not just, taking the content or curating the content, but also saying, hey, this is what this person is doing. Another thing that we also do on the site is to support people's GoFundMe or Indiegogo, whatever campaigns. There's been a lot of just different things, whether it's a film project, we supported a shoe line. There's another project that's coming up. I just saw him interview the girl behind the film Generation Soweto. So that's another, so there's a lot of things out there and projects that people don't know about. That's another thing that we want to give light to as well, in addition to, established things or series. So things that you've done, that you have out there, even if it's years old, as long as it's, relevant to the times, we certainly are interested in seeing it.
What advice would you give to a young hero ready to take the world by storm?
I would say the first step is do it. They say the graveyard is full of people who have great ideas that no one ever knew about, meaning that they took it to the grave with them. So many of us have, even if it's not a great idea, who cares? Do it. You'll never know. Sitting on ideas for a long time or because of fear or resistance, the things we talked about, it doesn't serve you. So get out there, make it happen, figure out a way. One of my favorite quotes from Arthur Ashe, which is also on my vision board, is start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And I know for me personally, sometimes I sit on things just because I feel like I don't have all the things I need, or I can't do it like so-and-so, or, I don't have whatever to use. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. There's always a way to figure it out, and you'll continue to get better. My advice is just do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Just do it.
Do it. That's what superheroes do, right? They don't wait around for it to be perfect. They just do it.
We're going to do a quick hero Spitfire. So,
okay.
Favorite hashtag?
Chic Rebellion.
Superpower.
Flying.
Cape or no cape?
Cape.
Kryptonite or weakness?
Kryptonite or weakness? Resistance.
Arch nemesis?
Fear.
And your favorite thing about the hashtag hero?
Just celebration.
Officially approved. Thank you again for being on our show. And guys, check out chicrebellion.tv to see all of her great content. And if you guys want to share any of your inspiring content with her, simply go on the website and fill out the content submission form.
Follow us, tweet us, mention us, let us know what's going on. The hashtag is Chic Rebellion also, so we're everywhere. Guys, go out there and continue to be heroes.
Alright guys, so this has been Super Ivy, the hashtag hero with Elayne Fluker from Chic Rebellion TV. Heroes out. Where do you think technology is going next?
Well, I think it's going everywhere. It's a bit like water. So it'll pretty much fill every detail of our life.